What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. It is the second day of February. No, March. Whoa, we're done with February, guys. We got another year until that happens. March. It's the second day of March, and here we are marching our way through this madness at about $0.00458 with roughly 11 hours and 4 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it, okay? XCN, and I actually made a video for XCN not yesterday, but 2 days ago. I forgot to post the video. I literally forgot to publish it. I wonder if I can show you guys. Let me just see. Hold on. Just trust me. I'm not lying. Maybe I'll show you in a different one. I don't want to pull it up right now because I don't know if any personal stuff will be shown. But anyways, 0.00458, 11 hours 3 minutes left in the day. I did not make any videos yesterday. I did make a video 2 days ago, but I didn't publish it, so it's been like 3 days since I've actually published a video, unfortunately. That was not intentional, but that's just how it worked. You know, yesterday was a very busy day for me. Spent a lot of time with the family. It was a good day, but it just wasn't a day to make videos. Looking at this here, it does seem like we're in double bottom territory. What I will say is we're kind of in a weird situation, right? Typically, if you have a flat area, right, and you bounce once, that's great. You bounce twice, okay, a double bottom's cool. Triple bottoms, yeah, sometimes they happen. Quadruple bottoms, there's no such thing. You are going to go lower. You're going to break through. The quadruple bottom, and most of the time even triple bottoms, what they say about triple bottoms is they are an inevitable breakdown, right? Because triple bottoms and triple tops are actually very, very rare. But what's interesting here is we've got a double bottom, tweezer bottom, which I think could also be considered as one low. Not like a double low, but one low. And then this here, even though we've interacted with it again and multiple times, and like this, even though it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, I still would think of this, and I think deemably acceptably so, as like a double bottom, right? Here we saw 1, 2, 3, 4, and it still worked out, right? I'm saying it doesn't have to find support here. We can go a little bit lower, still a higher low overall. And that might be exactly what we see. I do expect Bitcoin to sell off. Maybe OnyxCoin sells off too, but just understand what I'm trying to say here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't believe we go down too much lower. I do believe that we're in an area of support. I do believe, if we look at the charts here, you can see that we are clearly in an area of support that's been well protected. Okay? Well protected. There's no volume coming in to sell at all. It's taken a lot of time to sell off, very little time to pump up. We're probably going to see massive recovery from here, and I really am focus on this rounded bottom kind of idea. I think it'll play out beautifully. Now, rounded bottoms can take time. They don't have. It's not going to be like this. You might have a moment like this in the midst of it, whatever. And that's actually not uncommon to see this, but it typically takes time. And then, as this slope picks up, as that time goes on, we start to see the pace pick up. We start to see it pick up more and more. And I do believe from here we will see a higher high. I think March, maybe April will be the month that we provide this higher high. I think May, maybe June will be the time that we start to sell off. I actually think May might be a boring month. Everybody's expecting May to be a sell in May and go away month, or maybe not everybody's expecting it now. I don't know. We'll see. It's really more of like a sell in June and go away type of thing. But let's get into the short term stuff and then we'll zoom back out. Okay, 1 hour time frame here. And yes, I'm wearing a green colorful sweater. It's actually sweater my mom got me. It's a meteorite. It's a meteor. And I got a dinosaur, which is honestly kind of sad if you think about it. But I get a lot of compliments on this sweater. Anyways, looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, you guys. We're selling off a little bit. There's no gaps to the downside to fill. I know there are gaps on the upside, but I think they're further back over here. There's nothing recent that we can go off of. Looking at the 1 hour time frame again, just as we're selling off, just lesser and less volume. You had a little bit of volume come in here on this candle, but that was a very big wick back up, so I don't know if that was, maybe there's some buying pressure real quick. The 1 hour RSI does suck. It doesn't look good at all. I would think that we go lower from here. We probably do, so we probably do see a lower low. The stochastics suck as well, and the MACD is no bueno, senor, so likely we're going to go lower. Prepare for that. We will see a lower low. The RSI on the 4 hour is no... I was going to say it was no better but it's kind of a little bit better actually. One, no, you broke the divergence there, so 1, 2, maybe. Yeah, if we go below this low, as long as we don't go too low, we actually would set ourselves up for double bullish divergence. And that might make sense, man. To go lower, but not too low, right? We get that fake out, we go slightly below, and then that's the best time to buy when everybody panics because, oh no, we see a lower low. Like right here, right? Literally the exact same idea. Market makers are not original, right? If it works once, it'll probably work again because people make the same mistakes over and over and over again. I would not be surprised in the least if we saw a slightly lower low, and that's when we start to bounce. Stochastics are also set up in a slightly bullish divergence kind of way. I don't know if we'll maintain this divergence, but I mean they're bearish overall, as is the RSI. The MACD is also bearish, rejecting the zero here, but there are some bullish setups to go through. As long as we don't see too much of a drop from here. If we see anything that goes like below, I would say probably 00435 on a closing basis, then we probably get rid of all these bullish setups, just so you're aware. We can go below that level, just don't close below that level on a 4-hour time frame. Daily time frame here, stochastics are not good, the MACD sucks, and the RSI is also not performing well. So we are not in a bullish moment here for OnyxCoin, but at the same time, you might look back at it and remember it as one of the better times to accumulate. Just like here, this is at the very end of a bearish trend. This is when we were the most bearish, but that was the best time to buy, right? I think that what we're seeing here is an overall double bottom play out. I think it's going to be a W pattern. I think as time goes on, again, we're going to see this rounded kind of structure really play out and start to come to life. And you know, it might seem like a joke, it might seem like a meme right now, but as we continue to move up, once we get above this point here, likely what's going to happen is we won't stop moving until we reach about 2 cents or higher. And likely what we do then is we will find resistance, just like we did here, at prior areas of resistance and support, right? We will likely find resistance somewhere in this zone, right around 2 cents, where we had prior areas of resistance and support. Maybe there, maybe here, come on now, maybe here, right? Something in that area. I think that's appropriate, and just because I think it's appropriate doesn't mean it's going to happen. As much as I like to pretend that I'm a sightseer, a fortune teller, I'm definitely not. Nobody knows the future. Maybe some people do. I don't know. You know, so there's some talented individuals out there who can predict things very accurately. But beyond that, the identification of this area, again, where we found resistance here is prior resistance, prior support. Identifying the idea of going above this high would likely mean that we go to the next area where we found resistance and support before. You line that up with the high to the low of what took basically a year to move down, a very significant fib range, and guess what? The golden ratio zone encapsulates both of those white lines that we drew for the prior resistance and prior support zone. The next area to go to. That 2 cent area, maybe just above 2 cents, is likely where we're going to go, you guys. And I doubt that we're just going to blast through it, right? We probably, I mean, maybe we even see a little bit of volatility. It doesn't have to be a straight up move. OnyxCoin likes to make moves like this, but we can take our time, and oftentimes too, with these rounded bottoms, you do. You get these kind of pumps in the middle, but you might bounce, whatever. You might see a little bit of volatility. You kind of crowd, you get ready here, and then the big breakout happens. You know, depending on how it all works, I do believe that we're going to go to 2 cents one way or another. I don't know. Maybe we just rip, we consolidate, and then we pull back. It's less rounded in structure, and it's just more kind of explosive. Maybe it's a slower move up, a more progressive move up, and it takes longer than I'm even giving it credit for. You know, we come down a little bit, whatever. It is rounded, but it's just like a bigger range, whatever. I doubt that it does this because that would imply then that it'll be like June or later that we move up. It'll probably be sometime by the end of March. Well, probably sometime in April would be my guess that we're at 2 cents. Maybe May. But March should be the month where we kick things off. I think we're going to figure things out. We're going to move slow here in the first week or two, and then the second half of the month should be rather exciting. I don't have anything else to say. I hope you guys are having a good time. You know, I haven't checked. I've actually been away from the desk really for the past couple of days. I haven't been keeping up with anything other than, you know, certain political shenanigans. Um, let's see. 21 hours ago, got what it takes to become a Goliath.net testnet validator. Mm-hmm. Remember, guys, they said that we were going to get the main net in Q1. It's March, so the end of Q1 is less than 30 days away from now. They say mainnet next, OnyxCoin XCN. We're expanding the Goliath testnet again with more consensus validator nodes coming this weekend. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's honestly really good, actually. Yeah, we're in a bear market and there's more consensus validator nodes participating in this. That's great. Good. Let's get it going. Yeah, I don't see anything else. I hope everybody's staking their coins too, guys. I mean, OnyxCoin offers some of the highest staking yields, and again, it really has outperformed the average altcoins over the months of November and December. I mean, we have higher lows from those points. Not even Bitcoin has that, right? So if you've been consolidating, stacking over the past quarter of a year, you've been doing pretty all right for 2 quarters of a year, even. You've been doing pretty all right for yourself. Um, you know, if you're not in the green, you're at least neutral or not too in the red, especially in comparison to the rest of the markets. Um, I'm hoping that we get the main net here in March. They're not giving us any like countdowns. They're not giving us any clues to that, and maybe that's a good thing, right? You don't want you kind of want people to be surprised by it. Maybe the price pumps first and then they release the news. That's pretty common, right? That's why sell the news events work, because you'll get the insiders will know that Goliath testnet will end and that the mainnet will be released on March 30th. We're going to pump into that, and then whenever you and I learn about the mainnet being launched, that's whenever we get the dump, you know. And again, rounded bottom structure, I would assume that we still recover from there, whatever. I don't know if it'll work out exactly like this. I'm just drawing whatever to match what I'm trying to say here, is that we likely will see the charts react before we get the news, right? How do we know that the main net is coming out by the end of this month of March, by the end of Q1, like they said they would, you know, back in Q4 and Q3 there? Well, we know that, maybe not Q3, but Q4 that they were saying that. I don't remember. Time's all weird. Anyways, we'll know that because the charts will tell us the news. Show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. We might not hear anything about the main net other than just us theorizing it. But if we see the price start doing this, we know that the main net's coming out, right? If mainnet doesn't come out this month, I do think that'll be problematic for the price. But I don't think it's necessarily a problem. In my experience, whenever you see projects promise to deliver something and it's not ready, but because they promised it and they don't want to let their investors down, they deliver it anyways. They push an incomplete product that they shouldn't have put out there, but they're doing it just because, well, we said we do it by now. This is all we got. Here you go. That never works out. That loses credibility. That wrecks your reputation. That's basically the same thing. And it really upsets investors. It's very discouraging. Whereas if you're planning on releasing something within a set amount of time, and then we get an announcement that, hey, this is going to get pushed back actually a couple months, 6 months, a year, we're still working on it, whatever. I mean, if it was a year, I'd be a bit discouraged, but like if they needed another quarter of a year or two to work on it, I think that'd be good. We might see a little bit of volatility to the downside because of that, but at the end of the day, again, who's left to sell really? Maybe some people would sell out of disappointment, but the smart money would buy because again, we would still know, well, even though it didn't get released in the time frame that they said it would, we still know it's coming out. And again, these round bottoms can take longer. They can take a long time to play out. They don't have to take that long, but I mean they can. And if we were to go lower, you know, maybe instead of in the first half of the year expecting this pump, maybe it would be sometime in the second half of the year that we should expect this pump. I don't know. As of now, I'm running off the idea that the mainnet gets released by the end of this month because that's what they've told us. That's the only news that I know so far. They haven't given us anything as far as pushing the date back goes. I just hope that if the first off, I hope the mainnet does come out this month. That'd be great. Then you know they promised it. They gave us a timeline. They fulfilled the product and it works perfectly and they executed it right on time. That's the best case scenario. The second best case scenario is product's not ready. They're working on it. stuff didn't go the way they expected it, and that's normal. Life doesn't care about your plans, but they're transparent with us, right? OnyxCoin devs out there, if you know that the mainnet's not going to come out this month of March, the sooner you tell us, the better. If you don't tell us, that's worse. That's way worse. Do not lose credit with your user base and your client base and your investor base. The best way to not do that is to be transparent, right? And I know they're not transparent necessarily about who they are. You can figure that out though pretty easily, I think. But they seem to be pretty transparent with everything else. So keep that up. Keep that up, right? If any of the devs are watching this and you're like, yeah, we're not going to have the mainnet released by the end of this month, you should probably tell us that now. You should probably tell us that within this like next week. Don't tell us that like 2 days before the end of March or 2 weeks before the end of March. Like if you know that, you know, but it's getting to be crunch time. I'm assuming they have a complete or a near complete product. They're running the final test. They're running the final whatevers. They're getting things set up, and by the end of this month, we should see some fireworks fly. That's my expectation. Again, before the news is released, we'll probably see the price move up as a result of that. I hope I gave you some things to think about. I got nothing else to say. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves, take care of your moms, take care of your dogs, cats, plants, children, and your wives, and your husbands, and your whatevers, man. But take care of yourself, because again, as I like to say, and I'm sure a lot of you understand this, you can't take care of anybody if you can't take care of yourself, right? Or maybe you're in no position to take care of anybody if you can't take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You want to do good. You want to be a good person. You want to take care of the world. You got to take care of yourself. Be selfish first. Make sure that you're taken care of. Get your good sleep. Get your good eats. Your good drinks. And then go do good things for people with that. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Hope we're all faring well in this madness of a year so far that we've had, man. It's crazy. It's pretty crazy. I think personally, to see 2 dictatorship regimes topple in 2 months' time, I think that's pretty cool. Some people have a problem with that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Somebody's being lied to, right? One side of the aisle is being lied to, and I think we're all probably being lied to be completely fair. But what I don't think is a lie is that any dictatorship, authoritarian regime, especially the ones that execute their own citizens for protesting them, I don't think that seeing that come to an end is a bad thing. No. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.